Hello, my name's Laura. Welcome to my channel. And I decided to do a video on my changes, or have I seen changes, and what changes I've seen since I've been on a raw vegan diet. And I get a lot of feedback, different people that say things like I've had surgery done, and I've seen this a lot with a lot of other YouTubers too. And I've talked about this before. I don't get anything done on my skin, my face. I do everything at home that I do for beauty care and stuff. So I just want to say that I've been on a journey with this raw vegan lifestyle for over close to 5.5 years now. And I have seen a lot of changes, and I just want to talk about some of the things that I might not have noticed any differences in, and things that I've definitely noticed differences in during this time. So I definitely know that I have gotten a lot more energy and feel 150% more human on a raw vegan diet than I have felt in my life. I don't think that I've ever felt as good as I do since I've been on this lifestyle. Maybe not in the very beginning when I was going through detoxing, but there was times in between the detox that I did feel definitely like a lot clearer, and I can see that something was happening, which really made me excited to continue and want to continue. So one of the things that I struggled with is chronic fatigue. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I made another short video talking about how, you know, people sometimes talk about other people and other raw vegans saying that we're not really feeling as good as we say we do, and a lot of it's coincidental that we feel better and things of that nature. And I get a lot of really weird comments, and sometimes I get really good comments, and I guess that's part of the territory, is that I may sometimes hear things that I don't always like. And when I say that I'm sensitive because I hear people talking about other raw food YouTubers and stuff, I don't mean that I go to bed crying about it or that I'm having a fit about it or anything, but it just really kind of makes me want to talk about it and want to try to convince, I guess, people that are trying to do good on this lifestyle and really wanting to live and succeed on a raw vegan lifestyle, that I really want to be honest and let them know the truth about raw foods. And not everybody's deteriorating on raw foods. I'm definitely not deteriorating. I feel 1,000,000 times better than I've ever felt in my life. And whether people want to believe that or not, I don't know. Whether some people, for some reason, don't want to believe it. But I have to say that I don't really understand why people would think that raw food is to just want to say these things and just eat raw food just for the sake of doing a raw food diet. I mean, it would take a lot to be on raw foods and to do all this and not really feel the benefits that we say that we're feeling. Or for myself, for me to be just doing it, me alone, saying these things when they're not really true. So I said that I had chronic fatigue, but I don't really know why I was tired all the time. It's not like I was sleeping all the time and I felt weak. I just had a lot of like adrenal fatigue and allergies. I don't know if everybody out there suffers from the kind of allergies that I had, But if you have the kind of seasonal allergies that stop up your head and make you really tired, they will make you like sleepy and feel like sleeping all the time. And when you get migraine headaches because you have such bad allergies and allergic reactions to things, and your brain is just so foggy all the time, it makes you feel really, really tired. Plus I had you know, the adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue is something that happens when you're overdoing things, and you could be drinking a lot of coffee and borrowing a lot of energy, and after a while your adrenals will burn out. And that's one of the reasons why I talked about why I don't drink coffee. I know there's a lot of people that do, and I got a lot of controversial feedback on that, but I mean, my husband drinks coffee every day. He calls his mother drinks coffee every day. Most of the world, people might drink coffee in the morning. I decided not to drink coffee and made a video talking about why I don't drink coffee anymore, because it will burn out your adrenals, and I feel so good. I don't really feel like I need coffee, and I don't want to take something that's going to make me burn out my adrenals. I don't want the caffeine. I want to feel natural, and I feel good naturally. So those are the things that have changed indefinitely. There's no doubt that I need a lot less sleep. I feel a lot better. I have no brain fog anymore. No matter what's going on, even if I'm having a bad day, which raw vegans still have bad days sometimes, I am always very clear. I'm always sharp and clear, and I don't feel that brain fog anymore. So that's something that's definitely changed, and that's something that makes it more than worth it for me to want to stay on a raw vegan diet or lifestyle diet, whatever you want to call it. Now, my eyes, I have always had where I am nearsighted, where I don't see good from far away. And I don't know whether that I really believe that that's something that can change on a raw food diet. For me, it hasn't really changed. I did go back to the doctor, the eye doctor, 1 year. She did say that my eyes are different than they were the year before. I don't know whether that meant better or not. I don't really see a difference. 5.5 years on raw foods, I'm still nearsighted, and I can't see in the dark. I've always been like blind as a bat in the dark to drive and stuff, and I'm still the same exact way. So I drink a lot of carrot juice. I like carrot juice at least 4 times a week. Sometimes I mix it with beet. I love to drink juice in the morning. I love juicing. It just makes me feel really, really good. And I like to add a lot of carrot because of the fact that I do have bad eyes, and I always hope that that might help, but I don't really see a difference. I have to be honest about that. I still can't see, and I still need contacts if I'm going to drive at night, which I don't drive very often at night, but I definitely would either wear my glasses or wear contacts, which I don't wear my contacts all the time. I don't have them on now, but sometimes I do wear them if I know I'm going to be driving and it's going to get late or something like that, because I just don't like them in my eyes all the time. And when I do wear them, I can't see things like my phone. It changes my sight from nearsighted, farsighted to nearsighted or whatever. And I'm not used to that. I would rather not be able to see from far away. But the point is, I don't really see a difference in that. And that's the God's honest truth. As far as my hair growth goes, I notice a tremendous difference in the speed that my hair grows. I don't see that it's any really like thicker, maybe fuller, because it's a lot healthier than it used to be. And I had done a video back maybe a year ago or so, and I had like a before and after picture, and my hair really looked bad in the before picture and was really looking bad before I went on raw vegan diet. I'm a beautician, and I used to wear hair extensions and all this stuff to make my hair look fuller. Of course, when you add glue and you add all these clips and all these different things, you're damaging your hair too. So I no longer use those things. My hair does look kind of the way it looked when I wore them, except sometimes I wore more length on the ends on some of them, and sometimes I didn't, but I mostly wore them for fullness because my hair always looked so shabby, like so thin. And not only that, but it just looked very dry. It had a very dry look to it. And I think that it just looks a lot healthier. It has more of a shine. As far as growth, honestly, my hair never grew. Like, I could cut it and it would take a year for it to grow, look like it was growing any length. Even if I took hair vitamins and stuff, it would help. It really, I noticed that it would help a little bit, but I never noticed that it grew any faster. I do know that taking MSM sometimes helps it to grow faster, but it just never really just grew at the rate that it does now. I can cut my hair, and within, it seems like 6 weeks, I've already have 2 inches back, which was something that I never thought that would ever happen, because it seems like it took a year for something like 2 inches to grow. So it definitely grows a lot faster. And so I definitely noticed that that's a very big change. I also suffered from really bad gums. I always had pretty good teeth, but I had bad gums, and I have gingivitis. That's something that I always had to go to the dentist a lot, which I go to a more holistic dentist now. I don't go to a regular dentist anymore. When I had the mercury amalgams taken out of my mouth, because I had mercury that I could taste in my mouth. And when I became raw vegan, I knew that I had to get those out of my mouth. I was reading a lot about that and knowing that that was something that was really highly toxic. So, but that has nothing to do with the bleeding gums. My gums, every single time I brushed my teeth, every time consecutively, it wasn't just like a very light bleeding tooth. My whole entire mouth would literally be full of blood every time I brushed my teeth. And I could not seem to control that. Even going to the dentist, I had trouble still keeping my gums from bleeding. So that's something that has healed tremendously. I don't use a lot of toxic type stuff on my teeth anymore. I try to be more holistic with what I do, but just from a raw vegan lifestyle, my gums just don't bleed anymore. I had one little area that was giving me a little trouble for a while with a little bit of bleeding about a year ago. And it started doing that, and then it stopped, you know, but it's not like my gums just bleed excessively anymore, and I haven't had any of that. My gums seem stronger, and my mouth, my all over oral hygiene just feels a lot better than it used to. So I don't really know where food and that comes in together and how that actually works, the science of that. I just know that I definitely have healed from that, and I had urinary tract infections, which was something that if I went through 1 year without a urinary tract infection, it was a miracle. And now I've been without a urinary tract infection for the whole 5 years. I've been raw. I have not had a urinary tract infection. So these are things that have definitely changed for me being on a raw vegan lifestyle. And also being raw when I first went on a raw vegan diet, I decided, when I think most raw vegans and people who go this route start thinking about all of the things that we're putting on our skin and everything, and I've stopped using a lot of the makeup that I used to use. I don't just go buy Maybelline or MAC or any of this stuff anymore. I get things that are not full of all of the junk, and a lot of that stuff that I was using before, when I went through some detoxes, and people always ask me what kind of detoxes I did. Well, when you do detoxes for parasites and you do detoxes for liver and different things, there's different herbs and all of this stuff. And eating a lot more cilantro when I was trying to get rid of the mercury and everything, this puts your body into a detox, and stuff will just come, it'll just come flying out of your body. I mean, oozing out of your body. And you will a lot of times feel kind of like some sinus type feeling, which was something that was regular for me anyway all the time. So I really didn't, I can't say that I minded going through the detoxes, but it was something that I believed in, that I knew that I was starting to get better each day. And I know that when I would just be on raw foods and I wouldn't be using the detox things and stuff, that I noticed that I would start feeling more and more and more clear and less foggy. And definitely my allergies were just getting better and better. In the first 2 years, I still had some allergies in the first 2 years, but it was definitely less and definitely less often. And I was feeling so much clearer and so much better. And I believed in the lifestyle. I believed in this full-heartedly. And I think that that is such a strong thing. If you're holding on to fear and you're holding on to things that you're hearing, a lot of times that can really cause you to not be able to follow through with the lifestyle. If you start cheating, you start doing other things, your body can't really get rid of what it's supposed to in the right way, and your gut bacteria will never get stabilized with what you're trying to do. Because people ask me all the time, you know, they're like, don't you just once in a while want to just have pizza or something? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I mean, there's just no way that I would do that. And I don't think that being on a raw vegan diet is a lot of work. It's becomes a lifestyle. In the beginning, it seemed like a lot of work. If you're going to cook at home and want to be healthier, even if you're not a raw vegan, and you're wanting to cook at home instead of eating out all the time or eating fast food, it's going to be a little bit of work. I mean, when I say raw vegans are working hard, what I mean is that it's not easy to go against the grain of everything that society is doing on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, and you have to really be strong about how you feel, and you have to definitely believe in this in order to be able to do this and stick with it. And there's no doubt in my mind that this is the only way that I'm ever going to live again. I do not want to feel the way that I used to feel. And that is the truth. And it's not coincidence. And I never felt that I was low on iron. Somebody mentioned that I could have been low on iron. I wasn't low on iron. What it was that from eating dairy and things like that, if you eat dairy, you are going to keep mucus in the body, and that is going to flare up your allergies. It's a known fact. You can read about it. You can read about it anywhere on the internet, even when it's not talking about being on a raw vegan diet and it's just talking about, in general, it's a fact that it does not help you with your allergies. So if somebody hasn't suffered with the kind of allergies I had, and if they have, they understand what I'm saying. But if they haven't, they may not understand how tired and drained you can really feel if you have really bad sinus condition that causes you to keep headaches and keep a foggy head all the time. So I know that that's only one part of it, and that I do feel a whole lot clearer all the way around, like just the brain fog in itself, which I don't think that fully had to do with sinuses. That has to do with a lot of other things too, but I don't have the brain fog. I am so focused and crystal clear now all the time. It's amazing that I can't even almost remember how bad that I used to feel. And I don't want to remember. That's good if I don't remember. So, the infections, the sinuses, the brain fog, the adrenal fatigue. The one thing that I have to say that hasn't changed is that I don't think that your eyes necessarily are going to get 20/20. Maybe in time it will. I mean, I still have hope that it could, but, you know, I don't know if I really think that that has to do with that. There would be a lot more I'd have to study about it to understand why in time on a raw vegan lifestyle that this would keep getting better and better. I have seen other raw vegans. I think it was Eva, who I saw her on a video where she talked about her eyes, and she also has some, I don't know if she's farsighted or nearsighted, but I know she has some kind of trouble with her eyes, and said that she didn't notice a difference either. So I guess that's just something of the way it is. And there might be other things. I can't think of anything else that didn't get better for me being on raw foods. I know that the primary things that have gotten better were things that I was struggling with on a daily basis, and that I'm really happy to say that those things are definitely a lot better, and I still feel like I keep healing each day. And I'm just going to close with that. I hope that this clarifies. Oh, I also want to say before I close that the one thing that I have been doing lately, I know that I make up my eyes and my lips, maybe a lot more makeup than some people do. I've always liked makeup, but I do no longer wear any foundation on my skin. This is my real true skin. I do put on like some blush on my cheeks. My skin looks so much better, that the tone of my skin is so even. I don't even need makeup anymore. And I was still wearing it at one point, and one day I said, why am I even putting this on? It's so nice to not have layers and layers all over my skin. And when I go to bed at night, I could just wash off my eye makeup and wash my face, and there's hardly any makeup to take off, just the little bit of blush that I wear on my cheeks. But I don't believe how good that in time I have noticed even changes in the past year that I didn't see before. So there's possibilities in everything. Maybe I will have 20/20 vision. You never know. But I'm just trying to be honest here. And I'm just going to go ahead and close with that. And I'm going to read this. And this is out of Ephesians. And it says, it is not the work lest anymore should boast. And that is chapter 2, verse 9. So thank you so much. I hope you liked this video, and have a great day.
you.